Hey, I, oh, yeah,
All right, yo, what's up, everybody? Pan-African Music here. We're hanging out with Black Sherif in East Legon at the homie spot. Whose spot is it at?
Yeah, this is big simple spot. You understand? The Haven, East Legon. I like how you pronounce the Legon.
Yeah.
East
Here we
Legon.
go. Yeah, we're here, yo. So, no, it's an honor to be with you, man.
Yeah,
We've been
man.
following you for a while, and you've got incredible music, so we're here to talk about it. I want to start at the beginning. Could you just break down what it was like growing up in Konongo and how it was like growing up?
Okay, so, I grew up in Zongo. When you ask about Zongo, Zongo is like the church's part of the man. So you grow up, kids, just bare kids on the streets, you understand? Yeah, so what they do, you do some. Because that's wild going on over there, you understand? Yeah. So the man them are selling, leftover aluminium stuff. Yeah, then they sell that for bread, their own bread and stuff. Yeah.
Hard life.
Yeah, they do that and stuff. Yeah. So kids from different homes do the same too, because that's what they're doing. That stand a man and bear man to ride skates, riding bikes and playing football and that. Because there were so many football teams there. Yeah. So we do different style varieties. Yeah.
And then what about music? When did you first get exposed to music? Was it hip hop in the beginning? Was it high life? Was it what were you listening to as a kid?
I wasn't hip hop in the beginning. It was high life actually. You understand? Because I used to live close to a park. You understand? And where the park, they do events. You understand? Funerals, weddings and stuff in the park. So I used to hear music a lot. You understand? Weekends and stuff, they do funerals and stuff. So and that when they do weddings and funerals, they play high life,
right,
and hip life and that. So that's what I grew up on. And when I go to SHS, my friends started putting me on trap music and hip hop and that.
Trap music?
Yeah, trap music, Amigos and that.
What are some early records or artists that you remember exposing you to trap music in the beginning?
Trap music, it was Migos, man.
Migos?
Yeah, it was Migos, yeah.
Let's go,
Trap
Bad and
music,
Bougie.
Migos, right. Bad and Bougie 2016.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Bad and Bougie.
Okay, and what about drill? Because there's a bit of a drill vibe happening in a few different scenes. When did that come around?
Yeah, I think the drill, Asakaa. Yeah, the man them, man, J Bad and that.
Right.
J Bad and Asakaa boys.
Right,
yeah,
shout out.
Bro, big shouts to the man them. You understand? Yeah. They actually brought this whole drill wave. Yeah, because drill was happening, yeah?
Yeah.
But they made our people feel we can own some, we can do ours, you understand?
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Big inspiration to them and them.
Yeah, no, for real. Definitely big shout out to them. And then going back to high life, I've heard in a different interview you said that your music is high life music.
Yeah,
and I've got my own theories about that, but how do you square that circle between trap music and high life?
Yeah, I'm actually a big hip hop fan, big trap music fan, you understand? And with my craft, I needed to pick an identity, and I knew I was good with singing, with high life melodies and that. Yeah, so I was just fun. People that knew me from scratch knew I was experimenting these sounds. Yeah, because my songs I dropped songs like Ankonam. Ankonam is more a soul trap,
right,
high life blend. You understand? So I've been experimenting that. I just found a niche to create that, to blend the hip hop and the high life. You understand? Yes. That's what I've been doing. I think it's been working,
Is there any plans to sample some high life artists, some old heads?
Oh, I have songs like that.
Yeah?
Yeah, sample songs, 6, 7 songs like that.
Yo, and I got something for you because I know that on that song Assignment, with Kid Black.
Kid Black, yeah.
Yo, I got the lyric here. You said, rap god na Amakye Dede.
Amakye Dede,
Trap star, yeah, link. So I got something for you right here.
Yeah.
We went digging.
Yeah.
You can open that up. Check it out. There it is. Little present from Pan-African Music.
Oh, this is so...
I don't know if you got a record player, but yo, expensive boy.
Oh,
Kose. Amakye Dede.
This is legendary, I'll paste this on.
Yeah, put that up, because that's inspirational. I mean, moving on to more recent stuff. I mean, I guess we'll start with first sermon and second sermon. Those are really like powerful tracks. They feel super emotional, super like intimate, very, very personal. Can you just like break down what those tracks mean to you and where they came from?
Okay, so like they came like so raw, you understand? Because like, you know, the first sermon, yeah, like when I listen, yeah, there's so many mistakes in that. Yeah, because like they were like just raw takes, we took them. And like we didn't clean no bad ad-lib or nothing. Like I just like just mix this, drop it. You understand? Yeah, like that. We just felt it raw like that. Because it was freestyle, you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, it was a freestyle like that. And they were like rollouts plans. The first and second sermon, they were like rollouts plans for then my EP. Like I had to drop an EP. Yeah, like 3 weeks later, you understand? And I dropped the first sermon, people liked it. I was like, yo man, I think this is going crazy. You understand? Yeah, so like the very day I dropped that freestyle, you understand? That I think it was that night. I was with the Mandem, East Legon, just here, Shashi.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
just walking and writing the second sermon song. So like I go home, I got the whole song done because I had the beat already from Stallion.
Right.
You understand? Yeah. So like that night, I went to Sam's studio and did it. 2 weeks later, I dropped it, the video, and that it went crazy. You know?
Dude, it went totally crazy. And then what happened? How did Burna Boy reach out? Like how'd that happen?
You know, Burna was feeling the tune just like 2 weeks later before I talked to him, and I think it was someone from his team that connected me to him. Yeah, because like your man was playing the song like everywhere, you understand? And like he reached out to me, yo, your man liked the song, like, and yeah, he'll be in the studio tonight, like, so when he pulls up, I'll call you. Okay. Yeah, and the second time they called, like it was him, you understand? They started talking.
And it just vibed out.
Yeah, just vibed out.
Isn't like wasn't the music video shot like right around here too? No?
We shot in Lagos.
In Lagos. Yeah, okay. Bad info on my part. And then Kwaku the Traveller.
Yeah.
Kwaku the Traveller. It's like an insane track. It's so cool. We didn't know if you were gonna be able to follow up second sermon, but you did in a big way. Obviously the biggest line. I know I fucked up. Who never fucked up? Put your hands in the air. For me at least, that's like speaks to everybody. You know, we've all fucked up. It's almost religious. You know, it's like a passage. What can you tell us about that song? What were you feeling? What were you trying to communicate?
Yeah, you know, like, you see that song. That song is like a bit more like intimate. You understand? Yeah, because like, that was how I felt like when I was writing the song. You know, we were that close. To like the source happening. You understand? Yeah, it's like I felt like should give in our all. You understand? And create something that people everywhere like can relate to.
Yeah.
Yeah, not just like the lyrics or something, like just the sound. Yeah, and not just the lyrics, no. Like people can relate to it in any way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, mission accomplished. I mean, there's a couple other things I want to touch on. Like I've seen some other times in interviews, like you reference like sad boy vibes and some other like alter egos with using different parts of your name, with Kwaku Frimpong and stuff like that. Do you channel different energies for different music? Or?
Yeah. You know, like sometimes, when I want to feel like the Sherif I know, it limits me because I know that nigga. You understand? Yeah. Right. Yeah. Because so I try to express myself through like Kwaku and Blacko.
Right.
You understand?
Okay.
That nigga I think I am. You understand? Be that man. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're projecting.
Becoming someone I want to be, and I feel like that's the real me.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just like that with me, music.
I like that. You know, we see that in a lot of artists, you know, who kind of take on a new dimension to create something new. Speaking of people who are able to reinvent themselves, reinvent them flow, Kendrick was rolling through. Did you get a chance to say what's up to Kendrick Lamar, to Kenny when he was out here?
Yeah. I got a chance to say it to him. Yeah, and I told him I like rich spirit.
Yeah.
But yeah, because like I like this line. Don't play with me before I tell you to my song. You understand? Yeah, it's like that with me. Yeah. Like anything that happens around me, like I make them to songs. Yeah, because I feel like that's my life. That's how I live. And I feel like that's how I stay alive. You understand? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like as I'm living, I'm exploring like more ways to live.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of life left.
Yeah, a lot of life.
Yo, you're a young man. Done a lot so far. Speaking about a lot of life, What's next? I heard you're shooting a music video. I heard you got an EP that might be coming out. What can you tell us about what's coming up?
My tape is coming. Like, I think my tape is next for me. Yeah. After the video, my tape, it's coming real soon, very soon. Bro.
You got a name for it yet?
The name, like 4 names for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But hopefully we get to see decisions. You understand? Like, hopefully we get to soon. Trust. Yeah. I'll settle on one soon.
Okay.
Let's fire. Trust, brother.
All right.
I love the tunes on it. Yeah.
All right. So I'll just finish up because there's a long future ahead. Just by asking, something pretty broad, but what motivates you, man? Where do you want to go? What's next? What's the project?
Like, with me, I always want to see where the craft will take me to. You understand? Because when I set limits for myself, I do like beat them so much. Because I say so, like I feel like, so it got to a time I felt like I do limit myself so much. I should just leave it and trust the thing that I'm doing. You understand? Yeah. So like with my art and stuff, I just don't set limits. I feel like it will be like going that bigger. Cause man, I keep challenging myself, and you understand? Yeah,
we still haven't found the top.
Yeah, you understand? I feel like I'm still at it. I've not even started. Yeah. Yeah, and it's big. The future is big and bright. Actually, for us, people that listen to me, not me only. Yeah. For kids that look up to me, like people listen to me. Yeah, and people who love to hear like my perspective about life and that. Yeah, cause like that's what I do with my music. Do you understand? Yeah, I share my perspectives about life and like experiences and that. Yeah, it's like that. Yeah, so.
The future is bright, yo. Thanks everybody. This is Pan-African Music. Sitting with Black Sherif. Peace.
Peace.
Much love, guys.
Thank you for the support, brothers.
Cheers.
One time.